Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a good one for you guys today. I am going to be recapping the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, I have a good one for you today. We're in season 8, episode 13, titled Sharing is Caring. Some things to note. Number 1, finally the ladies are leaving the country, even though it's still giving broke. Potomac is still giving broke. Second off, I am sick and I'm tired of Nneka and Wendy's. I am just done. Like, as a fellow Nigerian, I find it very, very offensive that this is what's going on. It's really upsetting to me as a Nigerian. Like, it's so upsetting because this could have gone a whole different route. Like, I was expecting to see two Nigerian ladies, talk about Afrobeats like Nneka said in her confessional. Like, have fun. Like, tell the people about Nigeria. But you guys are just messed up, the both of you. But I'll talk about that more in the episode. So let's just get right into it. We get into the episode, we see Mia and Gordon are talking about the whole Mother's Day brunch. And she's telling, Mia is telling Gordon how she had like a confrontation with Karen. And she's like, Karen called me a trick. And Gordon is like, oh, why did she do that? Mia, of course, would not bring up the fact that he did it because, she did it because Karen was like saying you were sleeping with a rapper, like allegedly, right? And that was why she was called a trick. She's not going to tell that to her husband. And even the producers call out on it. And she's like, well, I'm not going to talk about that, obviously. Like, I forgot and I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, Ashley comes in to see Mia. And then they start discussing about, the fact that they're finally going to the DR. And then they talk about life, the divorce. And Mia is like, dude, are you not going to get divorced? Like, Ashley, are you not going to leave Michael? And Ashley's like, well, it's not like I don't want to, but like, Ashley has serious daddy issues. I think we all know that already. And now we find out, which I think we already know as well, she doesn't want to be broke. She grew up really poor. So she's not going to leave the security that she already has in place for herself and her kids. And she worries that if she tries to be way too independent, Michael is going to pull off everything. And then what if she fails and then her kids are like, basically what happened to her when she was younger was kind of and it was kind of emotional for me listening because I'm like, damn, I understand where she's coming from. But at the same time, if Michael is not ready to get married, which I don't think Michael will ever get married again, and if Ashley is not ready to get married, let them stay together. Who cares? Like, why do we care if they get a divorce? Why? She doesn't care. Michael clearly doesn't care. Whatever is working for them is working for them. Like, to me, I'm like, if you're not going to get a divorce, don't get a divorce. If you want to, then get one. So if she's not ready to date or she's not seeing anyone that is so serious, whatever, leave the relationship as it is and live your separate lives. Because Mia was saying it like, Gordon was even saying like if they were in that situation where they had to get a divorce, he would rather they don't, but just work out a plan. Basically see other people kind of thing, but let's not get divorced. All right, so we get to Wendy and Nneka sit down. Now, this is where I'm going to be pissed because I think I have like, maybe because I'm Nigerian, so like my own take on it is just different. Like I am actually pissed about the whole thing because I see like the cultural references, implications. I understand so many things that I think Americans do not understand. So I'm going to speak and all alleged, all my opinion as a Nigerian, as an immigrant, and as a woman, right? When they sat down and Nneka starts speaking, Nneka starts by saying, 2 weeks before I joined this cast, basically, before I started filming, I get a phone call from Libby. And in that call, she's telling me that you're pissed, basically. And I already knew that, okay, you don't even like me. And I'm already hearing like your mom is saying these things to Libby. And Libby tells me everything. Now, my family is all pissed. And this is all true because we all know that Bravo, when you're joining a Bravo show, and they have said this a lot of times, they like when the cast members are they know each other. You don't have to be friends, but at least know of each other. It's not very far-fetched for us to figure out that the producers probably asked Nneka like, oh, who do you know on the cast? And Nneka is like, oh, I know Wendy. How does Nneka know Wendy? They have mutuals. Like, Lebe is Nneka's husband's cousin, and that is also Wendy's sister's friend. And she's appeared on this show numerous times from Wendy's first season. Now, is it also far-fetched to say that Nneka has met Wendy before? No. Why? Because abroad, Nigerians actually have communities where you go for parties, you meet people. And remember now, at this point, Wendy's on TV. So it's not hard for Nneka to be like, oh, that's that girl from Potomac. Hi. It's not far-fetched. Yeah, maybe they didn't talk. Maybe it was like, of course, maybe Wendy didn't even know her, right? I can agree with that. But doesn't mean that Nneka cannot use the fact that, hey, yeah, that girl on that show, she has this friend that has also appeared on the show. It's cousins with my husband. That's all Bravo needs to hear before they cast someone on the show. We all know that. And we all know it's not far-fetched as well. And this is all alleged for Wendy to be pissed about the fact that, hey, you guys are casting this girl. She's also Nigerian. She's trying to use my name to get on the show. She's chasing clout. I don't want that. That is so Wendy. Wendy calling her mom and her sister to get pissed, to be upset about the whole thing. She's now angry about it. And the mom is like, what? I'm going to call Libby. And we even heard the mom say with her own mouth. Her mom said it. Her mom said this. We heard it come out from her mom's mouth. I called Libby and I told Libby, it is hard to find a friend, but easy to make an enemy. What sort of threat is that? That is basically a threat. How we are not seeing this, I don't understand. How? And then in the same breath, we could see from previous episodes when they had asked her mom, like, I know you didn't call Libby. And the mom was like, well, I did. She's like a child to me, so I did. She's a daughter to me. Nigerian women will not say that unless you're close to them. It's not far-fetched that Wendy's mom called Libby. It is not. Why would Wendy's mom even call Libby in the first place if there was never a conversation to be had about Nneka coming on the show? That's how you know Wendy's lying. Because her mom even said it, the conversation happened. So why is Wendy's mom calling Libby about Nneka? Let's talk about that. Wendy's not talking about that. When he keeps beating around the bush, when Nneka is trying to talk about that, Wendy's like, no, but you called my mom a witch. Babe, yes, you called your mom a witch, but there was a reason why she called your mom a witch. What did your mom say on those calls? Let's talk about that. But Wendy's not going to talk about that. The fan base is not going to call out on it. How Wendy even has fans, I don't even understand. At this point, I feel like Wendy only has fans because she dresses well. Nneka is trying to talk about, the fact that I already could tell that you already did not like me based on behind the scene conversations. And Wendy's like, well, I don't want to talk about that. You called my mom a witch. And Nneka's like, well, yeah, I did, but that's because your mom had submitted my name to a shrine. Now, in Nneka, I have to talk about this. As Nigerian moms talk, this is how Nigerian people talk. We say a lot of things like that. We say a lot of very, very deep words that people who are not Nigerians will not understand. You will be like, you guys might be taking it back, but for a Nigerian, it's like, okay, we say all those kind of things. Doesn't mean it's actually happening. There are things that we say. We just say them. It's part of when you're having an argument with someone, you're not happy with someone. You say all those things for example, I'm going to swear for you. I'm going to do this. Bad things are going to happen to you. Doesn't mean that's what we want, but we're pissed at that point. So those are the words that we say. And Nneka, as a Nigerian girl, knows that it meant nothing. But she's over-exaggerating it for TV. And Wendy knows her mom said that. But she's not going to accept that her mom said it. Why? Because it wasn't said on camera. And that's why we'll never get any resolve. Now, obviously, Nneka gives this apology, non-apology thing. Wendy's like, all right. And then you also implicated my kids. And Nneka's like, I never talked about your kids, which is true. And of course, Wendy's going to drag it. And Wendy's like, well, reaching for the stars. Wendy's like, well, yeah, because when you say that their grandma is a witch, you're basically, I'm like, dude, you know what, that's our culture. No Nigerian person is going to watch that thing and think Wendy's mom is a witch. So Wendy, calm down. Just stop. And then Nneka is like, well, your mom submitted my name to the shrine. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, in the end, Wendy's all pissed and she gets up and she leaves. And Nneka is like crying to the producers, like, she knows this happened. And now I'm trying to give her an apology, and I really understood when Nneka said, as a Nigerian, I was thinking, hey, we're going to do Afro beats, we're going to be chilling. So many things that could have been so promising. You guys could have actually seen a different side to Nigerians, because I know that Nigerians get bad rep on TV, but Nigerians are so freaking cool. We're the most entertaining people you guys would meet. We're so fun, we're so nice, It's so sad to see two Nigerian women just let us down so bad. I was so extremely pissed at the whole conversation, but it is what it is. We know we're going to talk more about it at the reunion. I'm hoping that they bring in Libby, but I know that's not going to happen because I'm sure Andy's even tired of the storyline itself. So let's just move on, right? Let's just move on from it, because when it walks away, it is what it is. It's done. So then we get to Chris and Candi's conversation. Now this is another conversation that pissed me off. So they're talking about the fact that Chris is like, oh, we don't get to spend time together. Chris, you are a content creator. You make food for content. Dude, what do you mean that you guys don't have time to spend together? She's going on tour. Why don't you make 10 or 15 meals before you leave and then post them while you're on tour with Candice? Or why don't you book an Airbnb, go to Walmart, get the freaking whatever you need to get to make the food, and make the food while you're in the Airbnb? And then you and your wife can even enjoy Candice can even be in your video. It will get you more views, because I went on your page and you don't have that much views, and that's alarming for someone on TV. And this is wasting all her time insulting Giselle and Robin instead of her to participate in your content to kind of help you boost your views. She's never promoted you. She's never done anything, which is, I don't even understand, but that is a partnership. I don't know why she's not doing that, but that's what I would have expected of Candice right now. Create something. Let's know. The last time we knew that Chris was cooking was when he was cooking for Giselle. Literally, that was how many seasons ago? So, like, Chris, you need to put yourself out there and spend time with your wife, because now you guys are trying to have a baby. You cannot have a baby, both of you are not in the same place. I don't understand. The whole thing was just like, okay, there are solutions to this. Why is this a conversation? Like, there is a clear solution to this. Go with her. Like, you're not doing you're not a lawyer, you're not a doctor, you're not doing a job that you have to be there 9 to 5. Your job is literally to create content. You can create content anywhere in the world. Make the food, post the content while you guys are together, or buy the ingredients, get an Airbnb, make the food. Candice is in the video with you. You guys make the content together. You get more views, you get more money. Everyone is happy, right? All right. So then, oh my God, we get to Giselle, and I think Giselle is at her best when she's with her kids. I think we as the fans, we know, and I think Bravo knows that as well. Just seeing, and I love when Bravo does this, when we see the babies grow up, like, it's always so, like, tear jerky. Like, I cried because it's just so emotional, not even because of his Giselle. It's just the fact that when we see these babies grow up, right, it's always so nice to see. So we see Grace, she's graduating from high school. We know she's going to FAMU. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, she's graduating from high school. You know, we get to see the throwback, and of course, Giselle is, like, emotional. We see the graduation videos. And we see Giselle's dad, who we know unfortunately has passed. You know, he gave that beautiful speech about the fact that I have a lot of grandkids, but you always my first grandchild. That was quite emotional. And we see Robyn, Nneka, Mia. They're preparing for their Dominican Republic trip. Finally, Potomac is no longer, like, in freaking Austin, giving broke. Even though this DR trip is still giving broke. Like, Bravo, what is going on? Why are you guys not investing in Potomac? Like, Beverly Hills went to freaking Barcelona. What is going on here? Like, I understand they went to the DR, but, like, look at the result. Like, it wasn't nice. And they're still sharing rooms outside the country. I digress. Anyways, Robyn, Nneka, Mia, they all discussed the Dominican Republic trip. They're trying to buy things for the trip, and they're just talking about the trip. And then Robyn asks Nneka about the whole situation with Wendy, and she's like, you know, when it worked out, there was no resolve. It is what it is. They're still at an impasse. All right. Then the ladies and Kiana. Now we see Kiana now. Kiana is supposed to be Wendy's friend, but I think she's more of Giselle's friend at this point. But anyways, Kiana joins the ladies. They fly to the DR. Now they get to the DR. Robyn is one hosting the trip. And while they're on the way, they get to the DR. They're in the van, and they're driving them to the resort or the villa, anyone. They all start having conversations. And then Karen is like, well, what is the name of this place that we're going to? And then they say the name, and she's like, oh, funny enough, Ray used to come there like a lot 20 something years ago, to the point that she had called the room and a lady picked up the phone. But according to Ray, it was a cleaning lady. I think even Karen is not stupid enough. She knows the truth. So everyone is like, Giselle is like, come on, Karen, you know. Like, I think Karen knows, but she's not going to, like, knock her husband on TV. She's not going to say anything bad about him on TV, but we all know what that meant, right? Anyway, so they get to the resort or the villa, whatever. And Robyn, who is hosting the trip, is like, well, some of you are going to be in double beds. I'm like, seriously? How are we in season 8 in Potomac, outside the country, still sharing rooms? Like, Bravo, come on, where's the luxury? Like, why is Potomac giving broke? Like, Potomac is giving broke. I can't deal. Even freaking Salt Lake City didn't even have this nonsense. Like, why is he giving broke? And of course, and the way that Robyn shared the rooms wasn't so bad in my opinion. Maybe Nneka shouldn't have gotten a single room, because as a new person, you're supposed to be hazed a bit, right? But anyway, Giselle gets her own room, which I can understand because Giselle always shares rooms, so I get that part. Ashley, because it's her birthday, and then they gave it Nneka because she's the newest cast member, which I felt like she should actually be in the double room because she's new. And then Wendy and Candice should share a room, Kiana and Mia share a room, and then Karen as well share a room. All double rooms should share anyways. And Karen is like, immediately like, I'm not going to share a room. No. And Karen just lies, stupid lies. And then she's like, well, because I'm claustrophobic, I need a place with a view. With view of what type? I was like, huh? She goes to tell the manager or the lady at the concierge or whatever. And then she's like, look, I need a room with a view. I'm claustrophobic. The lady is like, oh, okay. But we never see this lady again. She doesn't even answer Karen. And that's it. At this point, everybody's already like all situated in their rooms. Karen still doesn't have a room. And Ashley's just being a nice person. Ashley's like, you know what? Because Ashley already offered her room earlier. But Karen is like, I'm going to pay. I have the money. I'm going to pay. Sure. How much is it? I don't even know. But there was not even room for her to pay for. And then she goes back to me, Karen, like, look, you need a room. Go stay in my room and I'll stay with Mia. And she's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then that's pretty much. And at this point, Robin is like, you need to like apologize to Ashley because she was giving you this room before and you were all like, I don't want it. I can pay for my own room. So now you want it. Anyways, Robin goes to meet the ladies and she's like, all right, this is the itinerary. Hey, we're going to go to a golf course. And then Wendy says, oh, at least you're aware. She's like, yeah. And what does Wendy do? She wears heels. Wendy is so inauthentic, guys. I can't even be, I'm just done. All right, so now Gizelle goes to speak to Kiana because apparently Kiana was sick from the plane, or she was sick. By the time they landed, she was sick. And Giselle goes to check in on her and she's like, well, you're the only one that came checking on me. Nobody came in. And Giselle is like, oh, wow. Your friends don't even care about you. Like, no, I understand that was a dig. Of course, that was a dig. Is Giselle a good friend when it comes to things like that? Yeah, she is. Wendy and Candice are filming a show. They're all filming a show, so it's all tactics and nonsense, but whatever. Then we see Gizelle sit down with Robin, Mia, and Ashley, and she basically tells them about when she went to see Nneka in Potomac, and Nneka was like, oh, Karen came over as well, and Karen was like, oh, you live in the north of Potomac. And Giselle is like, but you live in Potomac itself, and we see in the map she does live in Potomac. So Giselle is like, well, you even own your house. Karen lives in Potomac but doesn't own her house. So you know what? I'm going to play like a theme. Let's crown Nneka the new Grand Dame of Potomac. And everyone was like, oh shit, you know that's going to piss Karen off. And look, Giselle and Karen are frenemies. They like to piss each other off. So don't get in the middle of it. That's just it. It's always lighthearted. It's never like Karen knows deep down Giselle doesn't mean her harm. Okay? Of course, they're all ready to go to this golf course. And that's when Giselle is like, oh, well, this is like a coronation. So I now crown you the new Grand Dame. Like, and then what does Candice do? She's like pissed. She walks away. Like, girl, it's not even about you. Karen doesn't even care. Of course, Karen will be a little bit pissed, but she knows it's just like Giselle being Giselle. She's just going to insult her. It's just like a shade. It wasn't even like a real shade. It's all fun shade. But what does Candice do? Like, Candice is just, like, she's like that mosquito that you just cannot, stop. She's like, I can't deal with this foolishness. And then she starts insulting Giselle. And this is the problem that I have with Candice. Like, you're going to go for this big insults, for this crazy vile words, and then you expect someone to actually, be your friend? No! She's crazy. Anyone who thinks that they can just sit down and just spill the worst insults for no reason. What was the reason for this? Karen didn't even care. It's Karen and Giselle. Everyone knows they're frenemies. It's all fun. It's all light shade. Giselle was the one who called her the Grand Dame of Potomac. It was all fun shade. Like, Candice is just annoying. I can't deal. At the end of this season, I'm going to need at least Candice or Wendy. One of them has to leave our screens. And I'm not even joking. We already know there's going to be a cast shake-up. If I see Candice and Wendy on my screen in season 9, I am going to be pissed. I'm not... As a fan, it's becoming so... I can't. This show is supposed to be about friends. And if Candice is all about her music career and she's not ready to be friends with these people, leave the show. And if Wendy's not ready to actually be friends as well, leave the show. The show is not about just dressing up, putting on the best makeup, and going to go and like just sit down. No, you actually have to do stuff. Yeah, there has to be some stupid arguments here or there. That's what makes the show interesting. Not every episode has to be kumbaya. Some episodes are going to be fun shades, some not so fun shade. You can't make everything so angry, you're so pissed every episode, Candice. And Wendy, every episode you're so dismissive. And even Giselle is annoying as well. But Giselle is a pillar of the show. We know they're not firing Giselle. We know that. They're not going to fire Giselle over Wendy and Candice. Let's be real. So it has to be either Wendy or Candice. And they have to act right or leave the freaking show. But like, just... like, chill out, Candice. Like, it was so uncalled for. Like, you're walking away. Like, get out. Anyways, that's all for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I cannot wait to see what the next episode gives. I love you all. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. You can listen on the go on my podcast. Same name as well. Thank you so much. Bye.